Alright, what's going on, guys? We got a Mitsubishi Outlander here. We're going to be putting a wheel bearing in on the driver's front. Let's see what year this is. Looks like it's a 2019 SEL Mitsubishi Outlander. The guy had it at the Mitsubishi dealer, and I guess he was getting some noise out of the front. And they said that he needed a front wheel bearing on the driver's side, so he's brought it to us. It's not under warranty, and we're going to get that replaced today. I'm going to bring you all along for the replacement. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get it jacked up, and we're going to go ahead and remove the wheel. Alright, go ahead and take the tie rod off. We're going to go ahead and pull the knuckle to do this job here. We have a hub tamer. We could do it on the vehicle, but I'd like to go ahead and just pull the knuckle, and we'll do it over here on the bench. That way I can show you exactly how we got it set up and how to use a hub tamer if you never used one or never seen one be used. Alright, now that we got the tie rod out of the way, we'll go ahead and get the brake caliper off. It's going to be two 17mm bolts to hold the brake caliper on there. Alright, we'll just let that hang there. We'll go ahead and slip the rotor off. Alright, next thing to remove on the list here, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the wheel speed sensor from the knuckle. There we go. It's just a 10mm. And we'll go ahead and pull it out. We'll just tuck it up behind here, keep it safe and out of the way. Alright, next thing we're going to go ahead and get loose is the pinch bolt for the lower ball joint. Go ahead and get that removed. Alright, once you got it out, we'll just set it off to the side. Alright, it's a 32mm axle nut. Go ahead and take it off. Alright, and we'll just set this off to the side here. Last two things we're going to need to get loose is the two pinch bolts for the strut to knuckle right here. I believe they are a 19mm. Loose there. Alright, once you got these out here, we'll go ahead and set those off to the side. We'll work on getting this ball joint out of the knuckle and pulling the knuckle off the vehicle. Alright, and then you got the knuckle off. Let's go ahead and move over here to the bench. Alright, first thing that we're going to do, there's multiple ways you can do this here. What I like to do is I like to get a socket about the size of the inside of the hub, okay, right around this inside portion of the bearing. And what I'll do is I'll get a socket and I'll tap that hub out with a hammer. You can use a slide hammer or a press if you have one. Since we're using a hub tamer, this is how I'm going to do it with the socket here. Alright, and once you've done that, you'll see the hub comes right out, and all we'll do is take care of getting this race off of the actual hub itself. Once we do that, we'll get it cleaned up and we can reuse this, no problem. Alright, once you get it to pop out a little bit, you can just pop it out with a screwdriver. Really not too difficult. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and get our hub tamer out here and get it set up to get this bearing pressed out of here. Alright, before we start, I'm going to go ahead and flip this up and try to reset the camera angle where we can maybe see a little bit better. So let's see here. Alright, so this is what it looks like on the back side of the knuckle, just like that. And if you see, this is how we've got it set up on the front. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spin this bolt in here with the impact, and hopefully it starts to press that bearing out. Let me set you up real quick. Alright, I think that's a pretty decent view there. Alright. And once it's out, the bearing's captured inside here, so we'll go ahead and take this apart. And as you see, just like that, it pulls the bearing out very nicely. Makes quick work of it if you don't have a press. And the other thing is you can actually, you can honestly do this on the vehicle if you choose to. You don't even have to remove the knuckle. It's totally up to you and your preference and you know what you're working on. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this this cleaned up here, and we'll start working on getting the bearing put back in here. Alright, and then what I like to use here, once I've got everything cleaned up, is a Seal Glide. It's brake lubricant, but I just take a very small amount and rub it on the inside of the knuckle here where the bearing's going to set, just to kind of help ease the installation. moves the bearing in a lot easier. And you don't need very much of this stuff. Like I said, it's works great. Just a dab on your finger. Just run it along the inside there. All right, very good. All right. Now this time what we're going to do is the bearing's going to go through on this side, so we're going to want to find a cup that fits basically the outside diameter of that wheel bearing. Okay, and so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get this set up on this side. And this will be the side that we're pressing it in from. Okay, and then on the back side here, we're going to use a cup. We'll use a cup just like this one. This one here will fit on the back side. We'll use it just like that, and we'll put the bolt directly in the middle of these two and start tightening it down. Alright, for this one here, you're going to want to make sure everything's centered up before you go hitting her on. Make sure the bearing looks like it's centered to the knuckle. All your cups are centered to the knuckle and the bearing itself. And then we can start working on tightening it up nice and slow. Alright, once you've got it ran back in, you come around here to the front side and you'll see we're ready to install our clip back there. We've got to clean up our hub still. We'll clean up the back side of this area here where the grease came out. And we are ready. You're losing my focus, man. Alright, now moving on to the hub. What I like to do, I just go ahead and get the race that's stuck on the hub here. I like to get it hot, and then I'll use a air hammer, and usually it'll slide right off. That seems to be the easiest way. You could also cut it off, which is, you know, an option if that's how it has to be. But like I said, this is how I generally like to do it. I'll try to get this set up here. Alright, once the race is off there, we'll just use some emery cloth and clean that this part of the hub up, and then we'll get it pressed into the new bearing, and we'll be ready to reassemble that knuckle. Alright, we went ahead and got our hub pressed back into the bearing on the knuckle, and we are ready to reinstall. Let me take you back over to the vehicle. We'll go ahead and slide the pinch bolt back through here. We'll get it tightened up here in just a minute. We'll go ahead and drop the axle into the hub, and we'll get the spindle lined up back up with the strut. Alright, we'll go ahead and get these bolts tightened up. Get the lower ball joint tightened back up here. Alright, it's good and tight. Next thing we'll do real quick, we'll go ahead and get our wheel speed sensor put back into place. Now that that's in there, we are good to go. We'll go ahead and get the brakes put back on. Go ahead and slip the brake hose back through on its bracket there. Alright, move on to the tie rod. We'll go ahead and get it put back up in its hole. Get it torqued down. Go and tighten it up. Alright, and last but not least, need to go ahead and get our axle nut torque down on here. Let's run it all real quick, and we'll grab a torque wrench to torque it down. Alright, once you got the axle nut torqued down, go ahead and clean your rotor up if you touched it and got it dirty like I did. Get your wheel on there, get it torqued down, and take her for a spin. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.